Hi guys, let us
Hello.
know if you can see us.
Are we on?
We've been having really bad problems with the buffering.
We've done it. Yeah, we're on, I think. Yeah, we just rebooted it and it come back on.
Well, I was quite scared to refresh it because I didn't know whether we'd actually lose the whole live stream. So,
But we're here again.
can everyone hear us okay and see us okay?
Hi, guys. Hi, Catherine.
That question now, though, Gaz. Do you want us to call you Gaz or do you want us to call you Charlie?
We'd already sent it to Gaz.
Hi, Catherine. Hi, Shelley.
Hi, Shelley.
Charlie. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so how is everyone? We've not had a talkie for a while. It's been mostly quizzes we've done on the live stream. We haven't had a let's go crazy and talk about anything we like to talk about really for a while.
Good time to do it as well.
Yeah.
Everything that's going on. Oh, it's absolutely roasting.
It is. Do you want to open another window behind you? So we've got 12 in the room. Just a few people have said hello. It'd be lovely to know who else is with us here. What was that news, Catherine? Was that about what's going on in Russia right now? Hi, Yvette, love. Yeah, well, there's been a few changes since then, hasn't there?
They've turned around now.
Wait till more people come in the room, or?
Yeah, they've given up on it now and turned around and gone back to Ukraine, to the battlefield. So they just took the money and ripped everyone off,
or is that the reason they've stopped, because they've been given the money? We just don't know how that scenario really is, do we? That sounds lovely, Shelley. What type of circus was it? Acrobats? We like the acrobat circus. Yeah. When I had my cafe, we used to get quite a few free tickets to go. But they were never actually free tickets. They were always discount tickets, and still cost us a fortune because we'd take family and friends, wouldn't we? Because we had plenty of tickets. And it was always a do because, of course, the children would always want a lightsaber or some kind of gizmo that lights up in the dark, and it would end up being expensive, wouldn't it? We take our own treats. Being frugal, you never go anywhere without taking your own treats. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Hi, Bridget. Bridget, did you manage to get your seeds and your gypsophilia? We did send you an email. I don't know if you've received that. Everyone from 67-year-old, teacher friend, farmers and science friends, we are all so happy. Happy about what, Catherine?
And did she say she shared it?
Yeah. And that she's happy about it.
Might go viral.
No one's sending them updates. Wagner turned back. Yeah, exactly. Hi, Devon Steve.
Hi, Devon.
And his missus. Hope she's with you, love. Yeah, I did, and I replied to your email. Didn't you get it? No, we haven't received it.
We haven't been looking today. We've been out in the garden, so.
Tomorrow's video, you'll see. Instead of buying a shed, before the news about the interest rates, we had actually invested in a tent shed for the garden. It took us the best part of the afternoon to try and figure it out and try and work out what we're doing with it. And we've left it halfway through.
We put the frame up all right.
Well, it wasn't all right. It was an ordeal. And the cover was an ordeal in itself, wasn't it? And we're only halfway through that. And tomorrow we've got to do the, what are you calling it? A jack? What are you calling it?
Like ratchet things to tighten the covers on it. Got to attach all the ratchets.
So it's another big part of it tomorrow. But we'll get there, and that'll be tomorrow's video, so we'll share that with you. It is a bit of a fiasco, but we're made up. It's coming. It's on its way.
It'll keep the wood dry.
It'll keep the wood dry. That's what we're using it as, a wood store. Bridget says, it was in the week. I sent the email around Wednesday. Well, in that case, no, we definitely haven't received it. I know Mother Wolf had difficulty emailing us, so just so you know, it's a 0. It's
but she was a press reply,
flowerswall0@gmail.com. Yeah, I don't know why we haven't received that then. It's a bit strange, isn't it? Because we were worried, because we presumed you'd message back and say you got them.
God thought he had COVID.
Oh, wow. And what did you have, Charlie? What was up? Bad cold? It's this changing weather, you see. I'm asthmatic, and when the weather becomes really sunny, I get the summer cold. And when it goes the opposite way, I get the winter cold. But it really affects me chest-wise, yeah.
No, we haven't had that, Bridget.
Definitely not had it.
The email's there.
Yeah. That's strange, that, isn't it?
There's the one you sent to us, and then the one we sent back to you, and then another one that we've sent to you.
So have you already had one T-shirt then, Charlie? Because wasn't it Charlie Mitchie that we sent the prize winning T-shirt to? I can't remember what. That was Chaz someone.
Have you had your T-shirt yet?
Yeah. Would anyone be interested in how I make doggy pops? Barney will demonstrate how to eat them. I think a lot of people would be curious how you make them. We don't actually have a dog, as you know, Bridget. But yeah, there's more and more people dehydrating and doing all kinds to actually make their own pet food. So I think quite a few people will be interested in how you make your own.
That cafe in the Widow Country Park, we're doing dog ice cream.
Yeah,
you could buy the dog ice cream. I don't know how much that was.
So Catherine says, I was happy for all you got free and purchased. You do desire those things. Sometimes these things happen. We have no control over them. Enjoy. All will work out and come forward. The table and the chairs are absolutely fabulous. They've been a godsend, haven't they?
We're loving them.
We're loving it. And since we've brought them to the top patio and given them the space, we've used them constantly every day. With this perfect weather we're having at the moment, it's just been great, you know, sit out there with a coffee, sit out there. I took the laptop out a couple of times and sat there and just browsed on the laptop. It was so lovely. Yeah, we can't actually do much on the table at the moment. It's covered in plants. We brought all the last remaining parts in from the tent shed, but earlier it was strewn with everything, wasn't it? Just absolutely covered. Even the chairs were covered in all the packaging and everything. It was a right mess.
Oh, he hasn't received the T-shirt. When did we send it? Tuesday or Wednesday, wasn't it? You should have it Monday, Tuesday. The latest. Oh, Bridget's going to make the doggy lollipop ice.
Yeah, she's saying anyone in the community might be interested for their pets. Would anyone be interested in seeing how Bridget makes the dog treats?
Hi,
Marcy. Yeah, snap. Hi, Leona. We're just warming up. We're just saying hello to everyone
only been on
and
5,
just
10
getting
minutes.
ready. We had a bit of an ordeal to begin with. It just kept buffering and wouldn't allow us to come on. So we took a risk and refreshed it, and here we are. Felt like I was doing the
again.
jazz handstands then. Our computer has been buffering quite a bit, and we really don't know why. I was watching someone else's stream yesterday, and I was telling them it kept freezing, and it wasn't. It was our fault again. So,
Is it buffering there for you? Seems to be okay. It's not saying nothing there.
yeah, so go back to what you were just saying then about the changes since you've made your video. Wow, Charlie. Wow.
Thanks, mate.
Hi, Jerry. Hi, June. Hi, Ruth.
Yes.
Hi, Andrew. Hi, Catalan. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Chaz. It was Chaz Brown. Yeah, who won the t-shirt. Yeah. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Mary Beth. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Amy. I'm glad everybody took instant advantage of Charlie's gift. That's fabulous. Thank you so much, Charlie. That's absolutely wonderful. And again, we're all so glad that you've recovered and you are back to tip-top health with us. Yeah. Actually took a peek at your picture today. And yeah, it was lovely to be able to put a face to the name. So thank you for that. Hi, T. Cosby. What's your tea for, love? Hi, Yvette. Yvette, if you click on the number 10 at the top of the chat box, you'll actually get a free membership, love. That's why everybody's name is in green. If you click that number 10 at the top, you will actually get a free membership. It looks like there's just a little bit at the end. Hi, Tessie. Lovely to see you, hon. I didn't get a chance last night to watch you live. It was a little bit late for us because we were shattered, so much going on. But I did take a look in today, and I saw it was a video upload with a live chat running. Yeah, glad to see that you're doing it. Yeah, I didn't know whether you were actually going to be chatting face to face or, you know, I'd actually missed a full-on live stream with seeing you actively talking. But yeah. It was good to see you do it. Who's Super Chuffer, Bridget? I've not heard of Super Chuffer. She always tells us about the other channels that we never heard of. She teaches us. Oh, I'm glad everyone appreciates Charlie's gift.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie.
Wow, you are so generous, Charlie. I'm in 2nd month. Both from you is a great gift. Thanks for that. Yours hasn't gone green, Devon Steve. Click the number 10 at the top and see if you can get a membership. Charlie's kindly donated again. That's absolutely fabulous, keeping us afloat. We do. Mr. Wallflowers was laughing earlier. He said, all we've put on lately is a pigeon video, so we will have to put more on. But yeah, it was just a bit of humour, really, and it was just our view from the new table set, wasn't it? Yeah. Really, where we were.
Well,
we can actually see a different side.
Came along, wasn't scared.
How is it done now? So if you look at the top of the chat box, you can actually see Charlie's face, a picture of a present, and the number 10. If you click that green number 10, it takes you through to claim it. It's so simple. Everyone else has done it. So Tessie's asking, Mary Ann, have you ever canned cherry tomatoes? The case of them, want to can them? I've not actually done the cherry tomatoes, Tessie, but I shouldn't see a problem with it. I shouldn't see a problem with it at all. How would you do that? Would you dry can those, or would you put them in salt water?
We've canned the tomatoes.
We've done canned tomatoes, but
not cherry.
We've
whole.
We haven't done whole tomatoes of any kind. We normally do
Mm.
them in the pulp, don't we? So
Yeah,
we
sure.
normally chop and mash them down a bit. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Yeah. So Bridget says, Super Chuffer does news, chat, etc. A bit like some of what you do and other things.
Yeah,
That
she
sounds
does.
good. Hi, Melinda. I have to take a look in.
Mm.
Yeah. Are they friends of yours, Bridget, or someone a channel you just watch? How will you try it, Tessie? Will you add liquid or will you dry can them?
Same water and herbs.
Oh, I saw it done with water and herbs, canned whole, and they look amazing. That sounds
We haven't
really
done any
good.
can for a couple of weeks, have we?
No, well, that's what I said to you, didn't I? There's been that much going
Because of
on.
the heat, and I'll be eating anyway, and we're just in the garden all the time. Hi, Melinda.
I'm glad I haven't been shopping this week because everything that we're eating, it's from the last week or the last 2 weeks, isn't it? So
It's just been salad and
yeah.
just little bits.
Anyone want a free
Maserati?
Maserati?
Can't afford the petrol. You're going to pay the petrol and the insurance.
Bridget, just a channel I've been watching for a while, Marianne. I'll take a look in. Catherine says, up north, we do cherry tomatoes in small jars. So sweet. Cindy, my friend here, Southern, she cans her homegrown whole in large cans with herbs.
It shouldn't be a problem with water and herbs, should it?
No. Yvette's saying she thinks it doesn't work on the iPhone. Not come across that, have we? I know someone said they were struggling last time, but they didn't give a specific reason why. I know I'm in Canada, but have you guys heard about the lab-grown meat? Yeah, we heard about it a long time ago. Yeah. How disgusting is that?
And it's supposed to be getting rolled out this week, isn't it? Didn't they say this week it was getting rolled out somewhere? It had been passed.
Well, we don't know if it's been passed for a long, long time because I don't know if any of you have ever seen that exhibition. It was done quite a few years ago. They took a McDonald's hamburger and fries and they just left it. And I can't remember how long had passed.
I think it's still there now. I think it's in a museum somewhere.
It was 2 or 3 years had passed and it still looked identical to when it was freshly served, you know. No difference had taken place. So obviously that's not real food. You know, if you put something in your cupboard that's real food, even fresh bread, fruits, vegetables, whatever it is, it'll decay, you know, in a short spell of time. The thing about organic food originally was it didn't last as long because it was super fresh, super real food, that it decayed, and no preservatives, and it decayed rather quickly. So it was eat your organic stuff as soon as possible. So yeah, this lab food doesn't deteriorate, does it? So I'm thinking McDonald's have absolutely been using that for a number of years. There was rumours it was human flesh and a few other things, but we don't know, do we?
Who knows?
Doing the membership, Bridget, is what Leona was saying. She's saying if you click on the membership on the iPhone, she couldn't receive it, so I'm not sure. Charlie says that's Google for you. Geez, to know what's up. Devon says, Germany is trying to pass a bill for 10 gram of meat per person per day. That's less than half an ounce. Well, this will be what comes into your...
Are they saying everyone's got to eat that? 10 grams per person?
No, you haven't got to, but you're limited to if you choose to. And that'll be part of this digital currency and your wallet and what you're allowed to spend. And if you're trying to purchase meat, they'll say you've had your allowance for this month because you've exceeded half an ounce per day for however periods of time, and that's how they're gonna do it. So thinking about being in wartime, thinking about being in rations, thinking about being absolutely controlled, you know, You've used your ration for petrol or diesel. You've used your ration for meat. You've used your ration for dairy. We're not allowing you to purchase it. So the digital currency, the plastic card, whatever,
15 minutes
will just
city.
be refused because you've had your portion, and that's what it'll come down to. Leon says, I'm going to stock up now and do as much ugly chicken as Sutton Days says right now. It just sounds really gross to me. Absolutely fabulous. There's a guy on one of our UK pages, so it's Preserving in the UK on Facebook. And he does a cost analysis of the deals in the local shops. So whether that's Aldi, Tesco, Asda, Farm Foods, and he priced on the deals that were available. So some were 3 for £10, and some were other deals, And he ended up purchasing it from Farm Foods. And it ended up something like £1.62 per kilo. And he spent £60 because he shopped at Farm Foods. He got the £5 discount, which then only cost him only £55 fortune, but cost him £55, which lowered the price to something like £1.50 for a jar, and it was something like 98 pence for a pint jar. And he did 52 or more jars of ugly chicken, and these were thighs, and he kept the bone in. He put several in the jar and he dry canned them, so there was several squashed in the pint jars and the bigger jars. Pop the lid on, can them, and absolute bargain. £55 he spent, and he had, I think it was just 1 or 2 under the 60 jars of chicken, which would last him quite a while, a single man.
There's the chimes of the clock.
We love hearing that now, don't we? Soothing.
Do you understand that having a portion means something else in Cornwall?
I can imagine. I can imagine what it means in Cornwall. If you had your portion, Bridget. Okay, thank you. We'll have a video on it. Lovely. Tessie, we look forward to that. Yeah, canning cherry tomatoes and onions. Your idea and 6 for all those little sweet tomatoes. Perfect. Instead, going forwards, we're going backwards. It's a little bit of both. We're going back, learning the old skills and the old ways, which is what we should have been taught in school, what we should have been taught in ongoing education. I actually don't use the word prepper, and there's not very often you'll actually hear myself or Mr. Wallflowers identify ourselves as preppers. We just don't do it. I hear a lot of people calling themselves preppers. What we are is trying to be organised, trying to be efficient, trying to
plan
ahead and be sensible about it, and you can only do what you can do one step at a time. And if you have a glut of something and you're able to can it or preserve it, or you're able to buy something at a decent price, yes, but if you're actually going to go out and spend a fortune and just buy all stuff up and call yourself a prepper because you're spending cash out on all stuff that you wouldn't necessarily come across as a good bargain price, that's not frugal. That's not sensible, because you're using funds up that you could otherwise use for something else. As and when things come available, and as and when things are meant to be for you, yes, then you start prepping, canning, preserving, providing, putting away on the shelf. We just don't like waste. We've never liked any waste. We were chatting this afternoon, and when our eldest son was really young, he had a sponge mat, ABC, and you push the letter in the hole. Like a jigsaw mat, really big, thick sponge. And he'd outgrown it. It was all big pieces, you know. This was in the old home. This was pre us being.
And he hadn't outgrown because he was only about 5.
Well, he wasn't
5,
using
6,
it in any way, was he? And this was pre us being on any kind of YouTube, even just as a viewer. We'd never been on Facebook at that point.
We didn't have computers then.
We did have a home computer, but we literally only
yeah.
used discs on it and things like that, you know. But we weren't internet savvy where we were
No, it was like dial-up, wasn't it? Yeah.
And we took this mat and we actually laid it on the bathroom floor, and then we put the bathroom floor carpet on top of it, so it was really.
No, at first we put it down
as the carpet, yeah, and then we laid another carpet on top. It really insulated the bathroom, absorbed any water spillages that there may have been because it was sponge, and it was perfect. It was a lovely feeling as you stepped out the bath to feel that feeling, wasn't it? But we've always done that. We've always recycled, upcycled, use things that became available to us. And, you know, how can, you know, we sit there and we think, how can we use this before we get rid of it? Bridget says she hasn't had a portion for a while back.
Steve was the first lad at school to do cooking. Couldn't get my head around tech drawing. No, I wasn't tech drawing. I'd rather do cooking than tech drawing. Yeah. I used to love the home economics.
Mr. Wallflowers is a lovely cook. I miss it when he doesn't cook for a while. I was saying that the other day, wasn't I? It is a lifestyle, Tessie. It's a choice. And it's not always because you haven't got, you know, the times when things I can remember doing, we had money, disposable income, we had different things available to us. It was just waste not, want not. I just refused to waste what I had spent my hard-earned cash on, you know, and there's always another purpose for something, isn't there?
Yeah. So the more you save on one thing, helps you buy the next thing. Or...
So Bridget's saying, I actually need to work through what's here and use stuff up because we're getting a new kitchen. So the lefts I have to shift about, the better for now. Yeah. Just have a look and ponder and think, what could I use that for? Could I use it in the garden?
There's always other things you can use.
Can I use it in another room? Can I turn it upside down? Can I turn it on its side? Can I paint it a different colour? What can I do with it, you know? Charlie loved tech drawing. I couldn't get my head around technical stuff like that. But I did I liked woodwork. And as girls, we were allowed to do the initial class, but we weren't allowed to take it as a subject or anything like that. We weren't allowed to. We had to go and do home economics, and we had to sew, and we had to do whatever. But I would have preferred to do metalwork.
We could do home economics in the early years.
Yeah, but the girls, in the early years there was mixed classes, and you did like a taster session. But once you did your options, I couldn't take metalwork and woodwork, but I would have wanted to because I wanted to learn them skills. Yvette at Devon. We had one at our school too. We called him the Galloping Gourmet because he was on the TV at the time and was popular then.
Yeah, I remember him. He always had a glass of wine, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Yvette ended up catering college. At least I got a trade. Brilliant. My brother was a chef in the army way back in the 70s. I joined the army as a driver, RCT, had every license going.
Very good.
Yeah, good on you.
I joined the Navy just as the Codswall's were on. Was you the chef in the Navy then?
Jerry is saying, hi, thank you for the gifted membership. I'm an ex-mortgage advisor with an understanding from the reptilians to what's happening underneath. How is the moringa working? We're quite enjoying it. We're enjoying the taste of it. Mr. Wallflowers is eager to take it every day. He's pushing me rather than me having to push him.
We're liking the taste of it.
Yeah, we're not particularly noticing anything in aches and pains or in better health or in better skin or anything like that was recommended. We're not actually noticing it. But bearing in mind, we're still not up to that 6-week period yet, are we? So it was supposed to take 6 weeks to roll in. Now, we have purchased the next packet, so we're continuing with it, aren't we? Because we actually are enjoying taking it and drinking it.
You do feel like a little bit of a rush when you first take it, when you've drank it.
An energy
you feel
boost.
Like, I don't know, your heart's pumping a little bit, but it doesn't last that long. And
maybe we should be having 2 cups of it a day. I know the guy from Big Family Homestead, he takes 4 capsules twice daily. Maybe we should up it to 2 cups of tea a day. Not go bananas, not go bonkers with it. I mean, he's taking 8 capsules. To me, that's an awful lot. But he's saying with his standard of arthritis, that's particularly what he needs to do. Now, his father has taken it, and his father can only take 2 tablets once a day, or 2 capsules once a day, because he finds if he takes any more, he can't get off the toilet. Because it works in cleaning your system out the more you take. So he's saying it's different levels for different folks. I mean, he's a big guy, the fella off the Big Family Homestead. So maybe his body weight and everything else comes into it. I really don't know. I don't know what physique his dad is.
Maybe next week's one will be a rave.
So yeah, we're enjoying it, but we're not noticing any particular changes or anything really. Cabbage mechanic. I don't know what that means, Steve. So Bridget says, my nephew is in his
mechanic in the Navy.
Oh, right. My nephew is in GCSE years and has decided he's going to be a chef. Good on him. Good on him.
I wanted to be a chef, but it was the hours that put me off. And it's like 15, 18 hours a day that you've got to work.
Well, you deliver to restaurants now, and you see it firsthand, don't you? How shattered they are and rushed off the feet. And
they're in 5 6 days a week. No life.
Yeah.
And then the pressure of all the costing, and they've got to come on budget, and
especially in this climate as well. You know, lockdown wouldn't have been fun for anyone because the investments they've got in the restaurants, you know, if it's their own and the chef, and but the pressure that they would have been under if they're just chefs from their employers, and then losing out and no work available, just absolute chaos, wasn't it?
How much loose moringa do you use in a cup? We use 1.5 teaspoons. Evening, Stephen. You talking to us?
We don't mind that title. It's all a coincidence, isn't it? You know, we've run out of conspiracies.
We used to be.
They've all come true
now. We need some new ones if you got any.
Do you want to borrow me silver hat, love?
Tim.
Yeah.
I'd have 2 cups of it a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon.
I think that's what we're going to have to start doing, just see if it makes a bigger difference.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't take nothing after it. As soon as we've drank it, we don't have nothing. We don't have another cup of tea or...
No, a break then.
Mm.
Yeah. Sometimes we eat before it, and sometimes we eat after it. We normally have it around lunchtime when Mr. Wallflowers gets home from work. We normally have it then, either have a bite of lunch before, then have the moringa, or have the moringa, then a bite of lunch, because Mr. Wallflowers then goes to sleep for a couple of hours because he's up at 4 o'clock. Back at lunchtime, we do that little routine. He goes to sleep for a couple of hours, then we've got the rest of the day, haven't we? Well, sometimes it's just an hour, isn't it?
Yeah.
An hour's enough to catch up on your Zeds and your energy. You haven't had a snooze this afternoon,
No.
have you?
I've not time.
Dragged him in the garden straight away to start work, and
It
we've
was
got a
all
lot
that,
to do.
all that Wagner business went on.
Oh, and you made the video, didn't you, for all that nonsense.
Mm.
And what have you been thinking about that since you've done the video? What other stuff's come into play?
I don't know, it just seems strange now, especially as they turn round and I don't know.
Well, express
Don't-
what you're
I
saying.
don't know what to make of it.
Well, express the words.
Is it the West paying them? Is it Putin paying them?
I mean, we know from our standpoint, New World Order, WEF, all the nonsense, we know it's a setup.
Hmm.
We know the war's imminent. A war is imminent. We know they're going to try and take our houses off us. We know they're taking the currency away. We know we're going to be on some kind of wallet system, and we're only going to be able to have percentage of meat, percentage of this, percentage of that. We're not going to own anything. We're going to be dictated to full stop. We know all of this is coming, and we have known for
facial
a number of
recognition
years.
everywhere.
Yeah. So taking that into account, what do you think of?
I don't know. Even like the WEF coming into it as well.
In what way? You have
With
to
that
speak up.
Lindsay Wagner.
Not Lindsay Wagner. Who was she?
Wonder Woman.
Wasn't she the bionic woman?
Was she?
I think Lindsay Wagner was the bionic
Oh,
woman.
Charlie's Angels. Was she?
One of them.
Susan Wagner.
What were you thinking?
I don't know, just for her to be involved and meeting Zelensky and then all that happened. They've got to be involved somewhere.
And where's Larry Fink in all this?
He'd be in the background, won't he, pushing her forward. He's had this little moment of fame for a bit, hasn't he, and backs off.
I know, well, as far as, what's his name, Guy, what? Marco Guy. Marco Guy believes that. Marco Guy's a guy I follow on YouTube, and he has really interesting analogies on, he calls him Yahweh, and the secrets in life and the codes and the matrix codes and different things. And Marco Guy believed that Larry Fink is Satan on earth. Now, there are other people who believe the man with the new hat is Satan on earth. You know, there's so many different theories, but Marco Guy believed it was Larry Fink. Now, Larry Fink was the main guy of BlackRock, but it seems to be this Susan Wagner now.
Now, there's 26 people that are in BlackRock, that are behind BlackRock. So,
but I thought he
each
was the
one is going to
main
get
power.
pushed forward at some time for something, can't it?
Yeah.
He was pushed forward at first for the whatever it was. Now she's being pushed forward for this. The digital currency, someone else will get pushed forward for that. So they can share the blame or
Duck out of it when they need to and come back in for the other thing. It's like what our politicians do, isn't it? That's why Boris has had to resign now, isn't it? Before the whole party collapsed. Upside down, back to front. You're right, Devon Steve, that's all it is. Upside down and back to front, inside out. The guy says, never been like this ever. Now I'm waiting for the mushroom cloud. We've got to laugh, because if we don't, what are we going to do? Sit here and cry?
I mean, a few comments were saying that a lot of 6.2 billion's gone missing from the Pentagon or something.
Yeah, does anyone here know anything about that? 6.2 billion
Or something.
gone missing from the Pentagon. Yet all of a sudden, this money turns up today from, what's his name? Pusher
Oh. Trust. Perishing.
Beth said she knew it was going to happen. We're prepared on the Russia thing.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, the Ukraine war's been going on since 2004. Was the first start of it. Then it was 2014 when the Maidan happened, and then a couple of years ago when Russia had enough, they invaded. Then, so this war has been orchestrated for nearly 20 years.
If not longer, if not from the 1940s and before.
Yeah, well, some people say it's gone back to before the Second World War.
Yeah.
And it's not just there, it's going to happen in the Balkans as well soon, with Croatia, Serbia, Kosovo. That's all going to blow up again. And then you've got China, Taiwan.
Got things going on in Africa.
Iraq, Iran, China. It's just...
Yeah. So Yvette says, Marianne, why is all this stuff going on? We have some crazy stuff in America, but nothing like what you're going through. Are they saying your country is going bankrupt or something? Well, it's funny you should say that, Yvette, because we were talking earlier about this money that turns up to, I'm going to call him Pushkin. What's his name again? I'm struggling pronouncing this guy's name. Anyway, this money turns up to him. And we heard other people saying, oh, this 6.2 million has gone missing from America. And then we started asking, well, hold on a minute. Is this why our tax and interest rates are going up here? Because
we're sending billions to Ukraine all the time. We're sending billions of weapons, all kinds we're sending to Zelensky. He's on a world tour every 2 minutes. He's turning up in every country all around the world begging for money when there's supposed to be this war going on. And
he's already publicised he's going to be playing a football match.
Yeah.
I'll be on the pitch, this date, whatever. You're supposed to be going into a big blazing war now. You know, if you want to snipe me, if you want to shoot me, whatever, I'll be on this pitch. Well,
he can't be that hard to find if they want to bump him off.
He can't be that busy strategizing.
He's a millionaire anyway. He's got houses in Florida, doesn't he? The Keys.
You know, they were saying today Putin was running off here and hiding with his family and doing this, that, and the other. Yet there's Zelensky. Might as well be at Disney World, mightn't he? Strutting around with his shorts on, like, you know, no flies on me. It's absolutely bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. You know, pop stars going over concerts and him and Boris Johnson walking down the street having a jolly. Oh, but I'm meant to be in the middle of a war right now. He is an actor, Kate. Absolutely, completely.
He still is. And he's playing us. And yet we're sending all these millions and billions and our interest rates are going up and we're suffering.
Yeah. You know, they've it's 6 1/2. Yes, it's a strategic plan, and they're so good at looking daft.
By design.
You know, it is all by design. We're saying, oh, you're an idiot. You can't work out economics. You can't work out, you know, how to run a country or whatever. They look like these blundering idiots, you know, and we're going, God, we could do a better job, this, that, and the other. They're picked because they can look like blundering idiots and can look like they're doing the best, whatever. But it's planned by design, it's strategic. And this is the New World Order plan, the WEF plan, the WHO plan, all
as soon as the war kicks off, it'll be on coming into 2 years now, isn't it? And there was all the sanctions against all the Russian oligarchs, and they were taking all the assets off them and kicking them out the country. And yeah, there's our Prime Minister. His wife has got big investments in Russia, and she's making £7 million a year or something from these contracts she's got in Russia. But she hasn't been sanctioned. She's still getting money from Russia. She's still doing contracts with Russia. She's still trading out of Russia. And she's a non-dom anyway, and she's not even paying tax on it.
But it's so blatant that when you look, the information is there to see. It's so blatant. And there's so many people glued to watching
What's her company
presented media.
called?
Infosys.
Which is in Russia. She's one of the main shareholders. She's one of the main bosses of it. But they're not getting sanctioned. I wonder why. Because her husband's the Prime Minister.
Even things like Google search will present this information to you if you're looking for the right thing. But yeah, people are so hooked on watching the TV news and listening to this and reading the tabloids and, they wouldn't do that without telling us. They wouldn't do this. They wouldn't do that.
Oh my God, some billionaires have gone missing looking at the Titanic. Oh my God, what are we going to do?
And they're full of that.
Let's put it all over the news for 24 hours every day.
Distraction. You know, it is, as I could be right, I could be wrong, actually commented on Mr. Wallflower's video today. It's wagging the dog, isn't it? You know, and to some degree, so is this, you know, what we're talking about. So, to some degree, this is wagging the dog as well. You know, look over here and not over here. Don't look at the bigger plan.
It is, Steve, it's a puppet show.
Look at this segment rather than look at the whole picture, you know. And the whole picture is they want us to lose our houses so they can move us out to the industrial peripheral. You know, they will do these zones where we only have to walk to work in the nuclear base or to work in the digital bank or to work in this or work in that. And then we're back home to our zone area where we're only allowed this, we're only allowed that. You know, it'll be Black Mirror concept. We will be on the bicycle generating
if you haven't seen the film 1984,
electricity.
Watch that.
It completely is. And we're already doing it ourselves, carrying this round. You know, we know we're doing it. And to stop doing this now, we lose contact. Not only we have to get the money through the bank. So we can't actually fight the cashless society completely, because in order to get our money, whether it's your work wages, whether it's the YouTube monetization, whether it was someone on benefits, social security, whether
wages,
whatever it is, you've got to have your phone to do your banking system, because the actual bank outlets have closed down. So you can actually only go to a hole in the wall to get the cash or to do whatever. And you can't do it without this. And this is us walking around with our 1984. You're doing it wrong. You do it, you know, and soon it'll be telling us you're not having any more of this. You're not doing that. You're not having any more of your own cash out. You still go to work tomorrow, but you're not having any more of your own cash out because you've exceeded the limit.
Devon says BlackRock already have the contract to rebuild Ukraine. Yeah.
Well, what are they saying? $1 trillion, wasn't it? Or something like that. But like that Andy said, how have they already got an estimated value when they don't know what damage is going to be created?
Still going on.
You know, how can they have an estimated cost? It's ridiculous. Devon see 15 minutes cities, that's right. So apparently everything is trickle-down effect. Well, let's try and make it the trickle-up effect. Let's try and teach people how to survive, how to do it, or whatever. So Kate excuse me. Kate says, yes, Yvette, it's a global economy. We all feel it to varying degrees. That's it. Marianne, it's not our age group that they're bothered about. It's those under 40 that they're working on, and they are buying it. Look how a lot of them like big governments. Yeah. And younger, you know, unless they're educated by people like ourselves.
We were in the shop
the
the other
younger
day,
generation just do not have a comparison. They're not being taught it anywhere. They're not being educated anywhere. And they don't know any difference than what they're being told part of fashion to believe.
We went to the shop the other day. We bought the base for the parasol. And we were in the queue, and the fella had the trolley with all the stuff in. And it was come to £96, and he just...
There was nothing in it.
He just flashed his watch against the thing, and it paid. I was saying, I bet he can't wait to get chipped in the hand, so he doesn't have to put that watch on, and he can just put his hand on the machine.
But it was like he bought complete rubbish in the trolley, wasn't it? It was nearly £100. It was 90-something pounds. And I think he'd just done it so he could go out and show off that he had this
little watch thing that could pay
that he could pay it, you know. £100 is a lot of money, you know. And it was tat in the trolley, wasn't it? It was a plastic garden trough with a bit of material wrapped around it. You know, I could have done a better one for him.
And a few little garden wooden.
He could have given me £100 for making one, you know. Yeah, it's just no thought behind it at all. It's just bragging rights.
But even a lot of them will pay on the phone as well. They'll just tap the phone against the machine, or
because they're being enticed. You can't go to this shop unless if you've got the app on this. We'll give you 2 pence off an item. And I must have this app so I can save that 2 pence. It's just ridiculous. You can only take out about £300 tops in a hole in the wall now. Yeah. And even some of them are having difficulty doing that, because I've actually struggled getting £200 out of a hole in the wall. Sometimes it just won't even allow me to take that.
There's nothing really we can do with the cashless. If they bring it in, we can't do nothing about it.
But we can try and encourage companies that take cash. We can try and encourage and prolong it and do whatever we can.
As soon as the shops are put under pressure to not accept cash, that's it. You can't spend cash then, so it's pointless having it.
It's scary that some shops won't accept it at all, even though, you know, it's definitively still legal tender. And I used to remember we had an inhuman right to say, this is legal tender, you've got to accept it. But apparently that doesn't count anymore. You know, they can say, oh no, we're just not taking cash. This is legal tender. No, we're not taking it.
Well, if you go into one of them places and you order your stuff, your food or something, your drinks, and you're there all night, and come the end of the night, they say, oh, it's cash, card only. And you say, no, I've got the cash. And they say, no, I want card. You say, well, I haven't got a card. You just walk out then. I tried to pay, they wouldn't accept it. So
if they took it to a court of law, then in this stage when cash is still balanced, you'd win a court case. But I don't know what would happen in the situation there, because they're not playing by the rules anymore, are they? They're not, you know. That's what I've just said. We used to be able to say, this is legal tender, you can't refuse it. But they evidently are, aren't they? And they're getting away with it. I don't know what would happen in that instance. I can imagine you get beat up.
I delivered to a place in Manchester, a restaurant, and as soon as you walk in, it's on the all signs everywhere. It's no cash, just all card only.
It should be illegal, though, shouldn't it? Yeah. At this point in time.
That's it. I'd just leave. I'd offer to pay if they didn't take it.
those places that refuse to pay cash, it's been said lots of times, people go and do a big shop, leave the trolley and walk out, order lots and lots of drinks at the bar.
Well, that's what you should do.
And just leave them on the bar because they poured them and just say, well, no, and walk out.
Mm.
Whatever the incident is or the style of shop or whatever it is, just
order your
it
meals,
all.
order your drinks, go to pay for them. If you won't accept it, walk out. Because we were going to do it at the Asda, weren't we? There was about 20 or 30 people all saying, we'll go to the Asda one day.
All fill a trolley.
Because they only had one person on the checkout. Everything else was the self-serve. And the queue for the one person was right up along the shop.
What a terrible thing to do. We wouldn't advise anyone to fill a trolley and then walk out the shop.
So there was about 20 of us going to do it, wasn't it? But it didn't happen.
It's like that fella who shared that TikTok video the other day. And he said, terrible scum. They're buying foam spray from Screwfix for £6.29 and they're spraying the cameras in London. And they're getting it from Screwfix and it's £6.29 for the spray foam. And they're spraying it on the
cameras,
Ulcer.
Facial recognition.
Yeah, well, 15-minute city thing, the speed. What's it called? Ulcer. I can't think what it's called. And how disgusting is it that Screwfix are selling it for £6.29? And he kept reiterating all that. It was absolutely fabulous. Yeah,
not going to Screwfix and buying this for £6.29 and going to London to spray the cameras. Just stay at home.
I can't think what the clear zone. What are they called? Clean air zones.
Oh yeah.
What they call Ulcer or something like that. There's a name, isn't there? 4 letters. I can't think what it's called. Yeah, lots of people did. Yeah, about 14 years ago, we've been aware of it. So, yeah. ULEZ, that was the word I was looking for. Yeah, it just wouldn't come to mind. Yeah, the ULEZ cameras. £6.29 at Screwfix. It's disgusting.
We'll all have no cash anyway. So it won't matter.
Cash is legal tender, but doesn't make it legal right to use it. There was a motion on the 20th of March 23 to make it unlawful for shops to refuse cash. Don't know the results. You go into a pub nowadays and ask for a pint and the guy says that will be £2.50. They use a phone cashier. Sorry, we don't. Where are you getting a pint for £2.50? That's a cheap pint nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
I noticed that someone has sawn off cameras from traffic lights around here. That's terrible, Bridget.
Don't be going around sawing cameras.
Or buying the foam spray from Screwfix for £6.29. So what else has been going on? What do we think? I know it's just fodder and I know it's a distraction tactic and all that. But what do we think about these idiots who were supposed to have tried to get to the Titanic? So just let me hypothesize in my madness conspiracy brain, whatever you want to call it, So we had people like Leon Britton. Just one example, people who are dying and disappearing, and all of a sudden there's vast amounts of money, whether they're being caught being a paedophile, you know, Epstein, whatever, you know, loads of different people. Suddenly they're all dying and they're all supposed to be dead. But are they? Have they gone to another realm? Have they gone to another part of the world, whatever? And they've, from whether it be, what you call that thing when they own all the actors, the singers, and whatever.
The Illuminati.
Yeah, the Illuminati, but what's it called? Begins with an M.
Right.
Sorry, I haven't got, it's not Matrix. I haven't got all my word power together on this. I'm just speaking on the hop. But so basically these famous people suddenly, you know, they've been able to retire.
Disappear.
And to do that, they can disappear. So they say the dead. And they could actually go and live in another realm, never to be seen again, whatever. So yeah, I'm a flat earther. Mr. Wallflowers and I are flat earthers, and we believe there are other realms, portals, doorways where you can actually travel to different parts of Earth. Extraterrestrial, yeah, just means extra land. So might be off on a tangent here, but just bear with me. So, you know, these people are millionaires because they've been rich and famous and they've been used for distraction, whether the sports personalities, singers, actors, or whatever. So they've been allowed, in my mindset, to retire, and therefore it's presented as they've died and they're allowed to go off with their multi-millions and have enjoyed the rest of their life, wherever. So these billionaires that have suddenly died trying to travel to the Titanic, is that their get out clause? And have they slowly been allowed to have their escape route? That's their grand exit story, that they were traveling to the Titanic.
Dodgy, was it?
Well, who are they? What's the names? Who are these people? Just three random billionaires.
That was 5, wasn't it? Well, one was a young lad, I think, wasn't he? I think someone just said he felt sorry for the young lad because he didn't want to go. Was it his dad he wanted?
I agree, Sunshine.
Yeah, Sunshine. Definitely.
Yeah, we'll all have our different opinions, and none of us can prove it, you know. So there's no point falling out over it or getting uppity with each other. But that's the opinion we hold. We totally believe that, don't we? Naming the submarine Titanic was the clue. All planned. Yeah. Sunshine, when I heard one had been to space and to the South Pole, red flag right there.
I didn't know that. We haven't took any interest in it.
No, we've just vaguely come across, you know, people talking about it. We don't watch mainstream media.
Devin Steve says he doesn't agree with the escape route as they've left their families on this side.
Where they actually, their families, and you know, do you know who these people are? Have they been named? How do you know they've had family on this side?
There'll all be a big play.
You know, it's crazy. But at the end of the day, people are going to talk about it, aren't they? So, you know, if you're going to talk about it, delve into it a bit more, think about it. I haven't
seen any conspiracy theories about it, but there's probably loads, isn't there?
It probably is. We just haven't looked into it, have we? Or is it fake for insurance purposes? Yeah. Did anyone actually, you know, one of my Facebook friends actually said, leave the dead there in peace. And I shouldn't laugh, do you know what I mean? But why would anyone want to go there? You know, looking for treasure, looking for what? If they're multi-billionaires,
well, they couldn't get out and get the treasure even if they seen it.
No, I suppose so.
Submarine.
There are tools and equipment.
It's interesting. I don't mind watching it on the telly, but I wouldn't want to go down there and have a look.
Crazy, isn't it?
Well, it didn't. What was that one? So that it's only billionaires
that could go and die on the Titanic 100 years
after it's gone down. I'm really sorry. I have a twisted coccyx and I have to maneuver the weight from one side of my hips to the other side of my hips, and that's why you see me frequently moving, Charlie. The couch is very comfy, but I have a twisted coccyx and I have to readjust my balance. That's the reason you see me moving so
And
much.
I've got a pain in my shoulder and my neck, and that's why I keep sitting back.
It's a pain.
Yeah, operated with an Xbox controller as well, wasn't it?
What was the submarine?
Yeah, the steering wheel was an Xbox controller. And this other billionaire pulled out because he said, I didn't like the look of it. It looked all shoddy.
We can do all God and Jesus do. God says I too believe we can do much coming and going as spirit can go. What other stuff have you been thinking about?
Not much in the world. It's all been centred around the garden, hasn't it? We've just been lost ourselves in the garden.
Getting dirty,
Yeah.
getting mucky. My fingernails are absolutely filthy. Yeah. We haven't seen much what's going on in the world. What have we missed, guys? What are we not covering?
We never
What's been
end, we
going
just
on in
always-
the world?
We've been sitting at the table all week.
Listening to the birds and the water drips. Catherine says, foolish to cheap out on that mini sub. Here I chose the ocean and I too feel leave the Titanic alone. Yeah.
I don't mind watching on the telly and having a look around the wreckage on the telly, but why go down? Why put yourself in danger just to see some wreck that went down 100 years ago?
I don't think it's a true story. There's nothing seems viable about it.
People have been down there with cameras and filmed it and stuff, haven't they? People have died as have been down there. And even that wasn't all of what it's seen. The Titanic, was it going down? Wasn't it the sister ship that went down? And they called it the Titanic.
There were so many stories about how that ship had been two other ships before it.
Yeah.
And there was just minor alterations. I can't think what they were called. Something Britannica or something Britannia. And it was a minor alteration became that. But each one of these ships were meant to be sunken.
Yeah.
And yet there it was again with a minor alteration called something completely different. Yeah. There's so many stories like that.
The people that were on it who went down with it as well.
They were all millionaires, weren't they?
Yeah.
And they'd all been invited to try it.
Yeah, it's something just too dodgy.
We're a bit vague on information because it's a long time since we've looked at stuff like that.
Yeah.
Olympia, it might have been Olympia,
Yeah.
And these were three different boats, supposedly ships, but they were all the same one with minor alterations. Was somebody's theory that I found quite interesting.
And another one was Titanic sank straight away when they tried it out. So they brought the sister ship in and called that the Titanic, and then that sank. And it went off.
Yeah. So Sunshine says, no, as usual, we're not being told the truth. Yes, that ship took down the men standing against the creation of the central bank. Yeah. It's not perfect though, is it, love?
There's nothing you miss, the world is perfect. Yeah, there was a fire. Yeah, the fire was burning for weeks, wasn't it?
What was that?
There was a fire underneath in the Titanic, and they wouldn't put it out. They couldn't put it out, and they let it burn or something. I think we watched that documentary. Let's say
Well,
it was so long ago.
while it was afloat.
Yeah, and they couldn't put it out. They let it burn. We haven't watched that for
I think we looked into that.
It was about 10
10
years
years
ago.
ago.
Yeah, it's the water feature in the garden, Shelley. You can hear bubbles.
We call it a water feature now. The water feature in the garden. Oh, you're a case. It's the drip from the bathroom
It's
on the overflow is dripping.
It keeps-
It's chaotic, and the big, huge water vat that we've got in the garden is collecting water from this drip. So let's start at the beginning with this story. So
yeah, everyone's talking about the Titanic.
it's just as bad as the bloody Titanic. It's sunk. A good 12 months ago now, isn't it? Must be 12 months ago. We decided to get a B-day fitted. Well over 12 months ago. And there were only 30 something pound, this B-day attachment that you attach to your toilet. And it was the toilet roll issue and blah, blah, blah. And we thought, well, if we invest £30 in this B-day, and you can use pieces of toweling, etc., to dry yourself, we're not paying out all this expense for toilet rolls and having the kerfuffle of having to get big loads. Long story short, we get to this B-day, 30 something pounds, and a local guy comes and plums it in for us, about a tenner. This overflow has never stopped dripping and pouring out since the day we had the B-day fitted. So a few months later, we had another plumber come, bends the ball cock down, everything. So, that will stop now. Another £10 of this plumber. Didn't stop. Water kept still pouring out of this overflow. Another 3 months passed, we get another plumber in. He bends the ball cock down.
I bought a new ball cock, fitted that. Still didn't happen. Everyone was saying, oh, it's the ball cock, it's the ball cock. So we bought a new one, fitted it. Then another plumber come out and said, oh, it's not straight enough, so I'll fix that. It's done now. Didn't. Still dripped.
So he's been up a week
So we
ago.
had another, someone else said, oh, try adjusting the ball cock and putting it down further so it cuts the water off. So I've done that, and it's even worse. So I'm going to go back up now tomorrow and put it back up so it's just dripping, not pouring.
So we're still working on it. So it's not a water feature, it's a drippy overflow. But I like the sound of a water feature. Slappy Squiddle says, off topic, have you guys ever watched Finders, Beepers, History Seekers? I get a good laugh of watching them. We actually watch a lot, well, I personally watch a lot of in alternative history. So I still like watching a little bit of Wilson Blackie, old documentaries and interviews that I can find with him on. Britain's Hidden History with Ross Broadstock, who fortunately passed away. And his channel's still up and running now, and other people have taken the baton and actually doing work on that channel. And they still repeat some of the live streams Ross did. Kev from Light Turtle, Kev, he's normally with us. He joins us for quiz night, and he's part of the community here. He does some interesting alternative work on the history level.
The one you mentioned before, the Welsh fellow.
Wilson Blackie.
The cold.
Oh, Guy, Marco Guy, he's pretty good as well. But there's so many. So I haven't actually watched Finders, Beepers, History Seekers. We watch What the Flock. We watch You know, so many interesting people out there. Yeah, I just love alternative history, alternative concepts of looking at religion, history, how we're brainwashed, the language we use, why we use it, why we're
Because
here.
history is only made by the winners of the conflict at the time. You never get to hear about the other side.
We don't know why we speak the language we speak. We don't know why the words we use are the words we use. We don't know the purpose of humans being on Earth. We don't know diddly squat. We live our lives and we try and make the most of it in certain aspects because we believe and we're told that's what we should be doing. But I like to wander in my mind and work out other concepts of those ideas, if that makes sense.
Oh, Bridget's salad again.
What you saying?
Why couldn't nobody get a salad on board the Titanic?
Iceberg!
Explomo is good. I haven't looked at that one.
No, I don't know. Explain either. I like the time team. Mrs. Devon walks in and says, "What have they found? Rocks and stones." And she laughs like a. Yeah, we used to like that.
Yeah.
What was his name? Robinson. Tim Robinson, was it?
No.
No.
Baldrick.
Tony Robinson.
Yeah, Baldrick.
Yeah. We used to like that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. Or when we go walkabouts, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the indentations, the mounds in the hills, the age of the buildings, what the rock looks like. If we see water damage, so you can see like rocks and buildings with like black markings on the lower third or the lower quarter of the building. It actually
Like
looks
it's
like
been a
water
flood
damage
or
or fire damage.
Mud.
But you can actually see that for miles and miles on like road lines where they're just stone walls across it. You can actually see blackened. So why would fire or water be for miles long? It's crazy, isn't it?
Mm.
Hope this is making sense, guys.
It probably isn't, but it was that one the other day that we were watching in the caves.
Oh, Nicky B.
Yeah,
He's
that was
pretty good. Yeah, he's good, Nicky B. I like his stuff. Nicky B travels and looks inside caves and finds out how old the
Looking at the rock
remains of certain
formation.
buildings and castles, different places from centuries ago. It's wonderful. Just the mould from the ground creeping up the wall. We'll all have our own opinions.
What if there isn't any mould from the ground creeping up and it's just a black line?
Yeah.
Or why would they build a building on a hill with just a little window at the bottom?
Yeah, you see a window like that and a pavement just coming across it. You wouldn't build a bin. What came first, the path or the window?
What's underneath that?
Mm.
Is that just a big house and something's
Collapse.
a landslide? And there's loads of buildings in Liverpool like that.
Everywhere.
With like little windows at the bottom.
We often share pictures of them, don't we?
Yeah. There's so much more there that
We
they
just
won't
don't
tell us and they
understand,
don't tell
do
us.
we?
Mm.
Yeah. Right, we're thinking of doing a quiz tomorrow night. About Malama. Anyone want to play about Malama tomorrow night, Sunday night? We'll look to see if we can put a prize
John
on.
Levy as well.
Sorry?
John Levy.
John Levi, yeah. I've watched lots of his stuff. Good.
I'd say you just got to look. Open your eyes when you're walking around. There's the clues
And just
are there.
question it, feel like a child and question why and what if.
Blues Clues.
But Blue's Clues.
No, that's what it is. I've got Windsors at the bottom and I live on the top floor. Well, you'd be all right in the flood then.
John Levi's good, yeah. Up here on the upper moors, there are tracks cut out of stone for the quarry carts to run on. All that manpower, yeah. The Wales just one big quarry though, Devon. You look and we go in the country, you know, and we see the mountains and we see the hills, and it's just so evident it's the quarry. You just see it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Catherine wants the quiz. Bridget, go on then. Obama Llama night, okay? So you'll get more blues from Obama Llama. Good for quiz, guys. Brilliant. Can't believe you needed to ask about a quiz. I'm glad you're still enjoying
we didn't
them.
think that many liked it.
Any chance I can ask for a thumbs up, guys? Does anyone mind giving us a thumbs up? It just helps with everything. Yeah, so what time, Mr. Wallflowers, will we do this quiz tomorrow? At the same time, or should we start a
probably
little
about
bit
9.
earlier?
Yeah, about 9.
So we'll start about 9 p.m. tomorrow. Do Obama Llama.
We did a bit of pop quiz.
Bit of pop quiz and then into banana.
Banana arm.
I want to say banana llama, don't I? Are we up for a bit of a pop quiz then, Obama Llama?
Yeah, you just sang all the way through the pop quiz last time.
Oh, no one told me to stop. I'm a banned from singing, guys, or am I allowed? So Devon Steve says, for quiz, yes, it's a challenge. Catherine says, the caves in northern Michigan, insane. Another world in this one. Yeah, completely.
There's a lot of like rock formation in America there, isn't it? Grand Canyon and all that.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. I'd love to see the Grand Canyon.
I mean, that wasn't just carved out of water.
Oh, someone went to see the Giant Causeway recently, didn't he?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There goes the clock again.
Yeah, and that means you're going to have to play Cinderella, doesn't it?
In bed.
Well, switch now for you because you've got work again.
Well,
Oh, no.
because I haven't been asleep today.
Well, so we're going to end it with you now. Well, we've got another 5 minutes if anyone wants to raise anything or discuss anything before we go. Make sure there's plenty of shaky questions in the pop quiz.
Shaky you?
Andrew was the one who agreed with me, like shaky. You were a fan as well, weren't you, Andrew? Oh, Bridget up for Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, we got a new Trivial Pursuit the other day. Somebody gave us one.
Carol.
Carol gave us one.
Yeah.
The Trivial Pursuit 2000.
I don't know if Debbie was sarcastic about the quiz or he's just telling us he's going to cut the grass tomorrow.
Not at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, you know.
Shelley's just realised I was 15 minutes behind you guys. Oh, sorry, love. I think that's Rhonda up for the quiz and a thumbs up. Oh, yes. And Andrew, don't admit nothing. He did. He liked shaky. He was
shaky
well
all
into
over.
shaky. Look, shake it all over.
Beyond the green door. Oh, you lived in Colorado? Red Rocks. The only
She
thing I know
seemed
Red
like she
Rock
liked
for was
Captain.
U2 when they done the concert there, live at Red Rock,
What year was that?
84. Amazing concert. Though. A few bands played at Red Rock. So.
And the Nolans as well. I wouldn't go that far. I never liked the Nolans, Jerry. Were you into the Nolans, Andrew? Jerry's
Come on, Andrew.
Jerry's telling everyone you like the Nolans, love. Catherine.
You're amongst friends, mate. Come on.
I was 10. I didn't know any better. I was a little bit older than that, so not much though.
Well, you should do okay in the quiz then.
The Nolans, jeez, there's a memory. What was one of the Nolan songs?
Oh,
What did the Nolans sing? Who can remind me? I'm in the mood.
That's
for
it. Yeah.
dancing,
Yeah.
romancing. Ooh, come on. Say.
The only good Nolan was the one in Brookside.
Oh, what was her name? Wasn't Linda?
Linda Nolan.
Linda
the little
Nolan.
band. Can't remember who she was in Brookside.
Who was she married to?
Oh,
She was Tony's mum, wasn't she? And he became the ice skater later, didn't he? He looked a bit like Jimmy Corkill, but he wasn't. The Wombos were better than Shaky or the Nolans.
Yeah, remember, what a womba you are.
And on that note, guys, we're going to call it good night. We look forward to spending some time with you tomorrow night and doing the quiz. So we're going to start about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 o'clock. Okay, guys.
We might take a prize out.
Well, we definitely will dig a prize out. There'll be a prize for the winner. We'll do a bit of pop quiz first, and then we'll do a bar malama. Good night. God bless. See you all soon.
Thanks for joining us.
Take care.
Love you.